Hej alle sammen, jeg står her i den store båd fra Australien, hvor vi står med Drop Bear Bites, og jeg står sammen med Colin og Craig, som har lavet spillet Broken Roads. Guys, this game looks amazing. It looks like a shout out to all the old school RPGs. And in your description you mentioned that this is a mixture between modern and traditional RPG. Can one of you guys explain to me what exactly does that mean?
Okay, well, I mean, this game is influenced by what I grew up playing in, like, all the way back to, like, late 80s, early 90s games, like the Ultima series in particular, and then more recognizable things like the Fallout games, the Infinity Engine games, and, you know, right through to Pillars of Eternity, Torment Tides of Numenera, and obviously Disco Elysium recently. We've got little bits and pieces. We've got the isometric perspective that people recognize and know and love. Like, if you are a fan of this genre, you know exactly what you're looking at. And then we're bringing in some new things with what we're doing with the art style and the big brushstroke painted thing that you might not have been able to achieve some time ago. And then trying to do something new with the moral compass, like a real change on alignment systems. Doing it in Australia, like the game's based in Western Australia, which is kind of an underused, underutilized setting. And we're really stoked to kind of do something there. Mad Max gave rise to an inspired Fallout, and Fallout inspired us, and Mad Max is Australian, kind of closing that loop as well. So yeah, we want fans of the genre to look at this and instantly know like what this game is and what this game is about, and the dialogue interface, all that they know and love, as well as satisfy the promise of like, okay, well, I've played a lot of these games, what are you doing different? We're hoping that the moral compass, the authentic Australianness, and just like, you know, unique art style, different interesting characters and so forth, satisfies that.
Yeah, because in this game, philosophy and Australia is kind of the two key points. And in the creative direction, what was the general thoughts? Like, did you read a ton of Machiavelli or Nietzsche and were like, we're gonna place this in Sydney? Or what was like the general inspiration for the game?
So Craig has 6 years. He was studying for a master's degree in philosophy. I have a bachelor's in philosophy. It's something I put to use in, oddly, all of my career as a game designer. And so when he said that he wanted to do a game that was based around philosophy, based around rationality, based around understanding the way people think and how to apply this to different worldviews, I was in. It was like, okay, you know what? This seems like absolutely something that people need to be discussing in games, because there's more than one solution to a problem, and if you can talk your way out of it, then you don't need to kill people for it.
Definitely, and as you guys told me beforehand, this game definitely leads up to a conversation starter about general ideas and how to interact with other people. What is the general goal? Like, what is your dream scenario for this game to develop into?
Gee, well, hopefully just something where people will play it and realize that people in other situations, it's not just plain black and white. Like, there's real reasons and justifications and motivations for why somebody who believes something different to me or does something that I wouldn't do the same, instead of just like putting them in a box. They're the evil other, they're the, you know, whatever, they're just the worst because they believe differently. You go like, wow, it's actually, maybe there's more than right and wrong and good and evil, and just being like a hard binary between you're with us or you're against us or something like that. And the way the moral compass can shift around and your worldview can shift depending on your actions and so forth. You can become broad-minded or narrow-minded depending on how you make the decisions. We hope that also just gives, like, you don't need a philosophy degree to play the game. You're not going to be an expert in philosophy when you're done, but maybe it just like drops little sprinklings of seeds of ideas that people can go away and research it and think about it. I mean, right down to the main antagonist in the game. We're not just creating a stereotypical evil villain who's just, you know, the emperor or whatever. Just think of someone evil. Vecna nowadays, I don't know. It's
eater.
Exactly. We want that person to have a motivation and explain why they're doing what they're doing in a way that the player can actually go like, gee, you know, there's something to this. It's not just playing, okay, he's bad, got to go kill him by the end of the game. You know, if you play the game correctly, you can actually get a whole pacifist way. You don't have to even like get into combat or kill people. That's not like a goal. It's just, if you want that play style, we're making that possible. If you want to solve everything with you know, down the barrel of a gun, you can solve it that way as well. You know, we really just want to make something that gives new players the feelings we got from the first time we lost ourselves in Fallout or Baldur's Gate, or really got sucked into the narrative and like Planescape Torment and so on. That's what we'd like to just, you know, if we can do a little bit of that, we've done what we want.
Sounds amazing, guys. When can we expect to see the title out?
mid next year. Fingers crossed. It's game dev. We're really hoping that we're going to nail that date, though.
And is it only going to be for Steam, or are we going to see it on consoles?
So what we're trying to do is launch day one on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, ideally Switch, but that might be a couple months later. But yeah, definitely we've wanted to be on console from day one, and the success of other similar titles on console, like absolutely we're serving that audience as well.
Sounds amazing. I think we should check up with Lasse just to get a general impression of what he's thinking about the game. Lasse, vi tager den sgu lige, vi tager den lige over på dansk. Jeg kunne godt tænke mig lige at vide, hvad synes du om spillet indtil videre?
Jeg tror, det er sådan et spil, man skal virkelig sætte sig ned og hygge sig med og nørde sig med. Der er mange sådan nogle skill checks i dialogen, så det er vigtigt at udforske.
Pissefedt. Som sagt, så talte de også om, at det skulle minde lidt om Disco Elysium og en masse andre spil. Fallout 2, blandt andet også udviklerne, også har stået bag en af dem. Personligt selv så glæder jeg mig rigtig meget til det, fordi jeg, som nogen måske ved, så læser jeg selv en kandidat i idéhistorie, og det er altid sjovt, når man skal til at tale filosofi og samtale og måde, man ligesom tænker på, skal inkorporeres i spil, og man skal også ændre det. Jeg tror sgu godt på Broken Roads. Der er intet der.